Okay. Can I add a quote to the start of this episode?
Sure.
This is the first post 9/11 episode.
Oh.
Yeah. Not so happy about that quote now, are you?
No, not really. It's
Well,
fine.
Welcome to the Liquid Courage podcast.
Huh.
What?
No,
We
we
put
did
things
it.
into perspective.
We started.
I mean, we technically started 3
Here
times
we
already.
are.
It's fine. It's fine. Welcome.
We're
everyone.
back.
You sound so thrilled, Taylor.
It's been a rough few weeks for
It's the
everyone
new
involved.
year. It's the same as the old year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does feel the same. Like,
What
and that's
part,
exactly the point, right?
Yeah, what part of this year feels like 2020? Was it the Capitol insurrection? Was it the GameStop stock that went? God, I keep calling it GameStop.
You can't speak.
Honestly, you literally could have just played that off as a clever.
I usually
man,
do.
you almost sounded like a cool insider with your cool things, but then you corrected yourself. What a putz you are.
I'm just angry that I bought GameStop stock in March of last year for $1 and sold it in early October of this year or last year.
I'm sad I'm not into stocks.
He's gamble.
It is gambling, basically.
Yeah, we're back. Hi.
It's kind of a rough start, everyone. This year feels like a rough start. So
yeah.
I do want to do one thing before we start, other than saying this is the first post 9/11 episode.
Well, you did that already.
Yeah, you set the tone. You knocked us off our stance. Go on.
But we are now putting out these. It looks like these podcasts at the end of every month, instead of the beginning of every month.
Sick.
So sorry to those listening, unless we want to hold this episode off until the beginning of February.
Nah, it's fine.
Okay.
Release it when we release it.
It's fine. We don't get paid.
Yeah, we'll release it when we release it, but we'll try to get another episode out at the end of February. Or
we'll get ready when it's ready.
It'll be ready when it's ready. We like that. Yeah, until I get a mattress from Helix, Purple, whatever. Schedule's the schedule. This is what we got.
Hey, if Raid Shadow Legends wants to sponsor us, they can. Yeah.
Fuck no.
They'll give us those $3. It'll be so cool.
Oh boy! But you can join on the link.
They actually pay you in in-game currency. Yeah, it's not great.
So John Trout's been conned like 3 times.
Yeah. He just really likes the game. He's just genuinely a fan.
No, that's horrible. What a horrible idea for him.
Yeah, well, it's not the worst idea he's had.
But anyways, who are you guys?
Well, shit, I'm Sheldon and that's Taylor.
It's me.
And I'm Tim.
That's Tim.
He's okay.
He's all right.
Thanks.
He records the audio and edits things. What a putz.
You guys don't do shit.
Oh, no.
No, I show up.
I guess that's half the battle.
Tim, if you're willing to pay me, I will do stuff. Let me tell you.
You have man of loose morals over here.
Yeah.
And speaking of loose morals, let's talk about forced brain sucking.
All right, I thought you were going somewhere else. Forced brain sucking. Everyone.
You wouldn't have to be talking about the episode Car Broke Phone Yes, are you?
Car Broke Phone Yes? Why did they give him an Eastern European accent?
Broken English, yes?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Why'd they use the sound gulping animation and noise audio?
Also, I'm pretty sure the audio for when the Courage is running in the spaceship that shows up in this episode is the same sound that is heard in the game Among Us when you run.
Oh, you know what?
Ting tong, ting tong, ting tong, ting tong. I'm pretty sure it's the same. I don't know yet, though. Anyway,
just metal slapping against metal for all we know.
Could be. We're back. Car broke phone. Yes, is the first part of episode 23 of Courage the Cowardly Dog.
In this episode, was a trip, everyone.
Yes.
It was fast and loose. Let me tell you.
Dialogue not heavy. Creativity,
Heavy.
good.
I would say creative.
Um,
Yeah.
Fetishism, not as high as episode 2.
You sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I have.
Oh yeah, you
I have-
mean part
whip.
2 of this episode, not
Yeah,
Ash
part
Whips.
2.
Okay.
Yeah, no, part B
Like-
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
there's a whip, there's a way.
Now you're getting it. Yeah. I'll do fucking car broke phone. Yes, why not? It's
Yes,
long. It's the most plot heavy of the 2 we watched today. All right. You guys like aliens?
I sure fucking do.
I do.
You guys like Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
I do.
Yeah.
You like-
one?
You like the ETs?
I do.
No.
And how do you feel about Blink-182 and the fact that Tom DeLonge may have actually exposed the fact that the government knows about UFOs?
I love
Oh.
that fact, which is terrifying.
But isn't UFOs just unidentified flying objects?
Yeah, it's my
Yes.
favorite. It's my favorite like naming convention ever because it could be fucking anything. But
Hey,
because
look,
it's
it's a rock
unidentified.
that I threw over the ridge.
No. I think it's a rock. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't identify it.
All right.
Yeah, right. I don't know where it went either, so it could be anything.
Well, that's this episode. So Courage. The start of this episode is interesting because apparently Courage has taken up the hobby of just astronomy, and
Well,
he's
wait.
just gazing through a telescope.
Haven't you ever taken up astronomy?
No,
Just looked at the stars.
I
Uh-uh.
have.
looking
Yeah.
at the stars, yes. Having a high power telescope to not only watch a comet fly across the sky, bounce off planets, but to then see the detailed figures of the space dragon with the tennis racket that lives on
That space
Pluto.
dragon is Dionysus, man. It's
Ah,
Oh, is that what it is?
yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't. But Courage found a new hobby in the middle of nowhere, and apparently was astronomy. And there's this asteroid that's flying through the air, and it crashes near the farmhouse. And this worries Courage. I was gonna call him Curtis. I don't know why. Curtis the cowardly dog.
Hey guys, what's up?
But I'm Curtis. So that happens. He goes and tells Muriel. Does a very good rendition of the comet
Which
slash
is,
asteroid.
jumping through the air with
Mhm,
the greatest of ease.
mhm.
Mhm. Probably his least terrifying transformation,
Yeah.
I would say.
Oh,
And
you're just
most
pretending to
accurate.
be Possessed. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most accurate.
Which is why Muriel applauds him afterwards. She's like, "You didn't turn to something terrifying." Yeah.
Good for you, buddy. And then there's a knock at the door. This is late at night, right? This is established being like super late at night.
It has
You
to
wouldn't
be
be
night.
able to see the stars otherwise, or
Yeah,
the
so-
moon that you could see the stars through.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
like, think about it. Is Kansas right now? The sun goes down like
Mhm.
5:15 because of
Yeah.
winter and
Winter.
because of daylight savings time. So
Yeah.
it
it's
could
fun.
be anywhere in like the early evening to like the middle of night. So
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with like pretty late. I think it's like at least 10.
I'm gonna say 11.
is
Sure.
that late to you?
I mean, late enough that 2 elderly people are going to also be up.
So my
Might be.
parents are almost in their 70s and they stay up to like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Cool. My dad's in his 60s and he goes to bed
Yes,
at
but your
fucking
dad's
8:30.
But your dad's on crack, Tim, so that's different.
Well, I mean, no one's gonna argue if you're there.
Yeah,
Just
see?
because he went in and out of that place a couple times. Never mind.
But like, yeah, I think in all honesty, that's probably like where we are. I'm gonna just go with that. But either way, it's late enough that if you're in the middle of nowhere and your doorbell rings, you don't just like open it super happy to see who's on the other side,
Hello.
Well, hi
which
there.
which is what Muriel essentially does. Like, let's not worry about things. Let's just open the door.
But that's because of the kindness in her brain.
Yeah, I know. But there's a short man with bulging eyes and a trench coat just there, and all he says is car broke phone, yes?
Ah, the title. He said the title.
He said the title. He did the thing.
And so you slam the door in his face, and the episode ends.
Yes, I know. He's
In
cartoon. I get it.
the credits roll.
But he's Eustace says no phone ring. Silliness. And then we notice that obviously he doesn't actually use the phone. Muriel gets, and then it's just like pleasantries ensue, right?
Right.
Here's a cup of tea.
Yeah.
You drink that now.
Courage is suspicious from the get go.
Granted, when is he not suspicious from?
Oh, absolutely. Your man, does a fun like checklist of things. Starts, checking things off about hospitality or hostility and cynicism. All the normal stuff that you do. And you see these fun things happen, and you then see a tentacle appear in which he shoves it deep into Eustace's nose, to check for what appears to be kindness.
And
Courage is just there. Yeah, and there's none there, shockingly enough.
Let me tell you, you're not looking in the right place to find kindness.
Yeah, and so Courage gets locked in a closet because the tentacle monster slaps him so hard.
But he turns him into a prolapsed anus first.
Yeah,
yeah,
he flips him inside out.
Because Courage screams and he has his tongue out, and then he grabs the tongue, and that's what he does.
That's where we end up.
Oh, there's a lot of terrifying things in this cartoon. But Jesus Christ.
You just kind of stare at it and nod your head going, quite, yeah. Yep.
It's like drinking a really good glass of wine and then like you're sniffing it, you're like, oh, this smells like I think I've had this before. And then you take a sip and it's just piss.
This is just spoiled milk.
Oh no!
How'd I make that mistake?
God, it's just horrifying. That is legitimately horrifying.
You don't like the idea of being turned inside out, Tim?
No, and the fact of the matter is that he just basically turned to a prolapsed anus, as you said. Like, Jesus Christ.
It's really that. Like, it is for like visuals that we've had on Courage, that's a deep one that I was like, that's entirely too detailed.
That is too
for this
much
cartoon.
For me. Yes, sir.
You got your money's worth, man.
That's
sure
true.
Fucking did.
Because I did rent this season of Courage. I can say for a fact now that I got my money's worth. And now I don't have to rent it because it's on HBO Max. So
woo. Not sponsored. So this goes on, but like,
but please call us. Yeah, hell yeah. This is your podcast for sure.
I'm just saying. I could do some exclusive content.
We can really bring this Courage content to the next level.
And it's just fucking weird that this happens. And then, of course, Muriel comes back. She gets tentacled. Of course, there's kindness. And we start seeing the glub glub sucking noises that come from the nose into this tentacle.
Tim, you were talking about how you don't like Inside Out Courage.
You don't
gulping noises. I know I don't like gulping noises. But there's something about it that actually upsets me.
No, it's understandable.
I understand that. Yeah, I can get you that.
Do you hate it like in real life?
Yeah.
Like if someone gulps into like a microphone or something, you just...
Oh yeah, I check out. I'm like, fuck that shit.
I gotcha. I was curious. I'm not gonna do it.
I was gonna say,
I'm not an asshole.
All of our mics are set up to not capture that. So, yeah.
Thank you all for not doing this to me.
Theoretically, mine won't.
It won't on my end.
I shared that very personal thing about you guys, and your first thought.
I was curious was because I knew somebody for long periods of time that had a very high gag reflex, and anytime they heard somebody like do the noise, they would then start doing like an actual response to it.
Oh no!
And it was my favorite game to play in algebra class.
Wait,
Oh my god.
he sits behind you, just turn around and go.
He sat in front of me. It was my favorite thing to do.
Oh, it's even worse because then
I just sat there. Huh.
the
He's
teacher
like,
has
"Huh?"
no idea what's going on, so like you could just
Yeah.
do that and he'll just start gagging immediately.
Yeah, and if you did it enough, he would vomit. It was my favorite fucking.
Holy shit.
That's
Oh,
beautiful.
it's so funny.
I don't know if I could live with that.
That's the fact that his shit was that weak was my favorite thing. Like he would start getting mad at people about something, and if you just did that, he would have to like pause any type of thinking that he was doing and just live in that moment of just like, God damn it.
Oh god, here it comes. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey buddy, are you okay?
It
No.
was so funny. God, it was so funny.
Just get him intentionally upset about something. Like,
High school was my favorite thing. God, because it was so easy. Anyway.
Yeah.
But
so Muriel becomes a raging bitch.
yeah, that's really it. Like
Yeah, he takes
roll,
the kindness out of her. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really what happens. She becomes a big
Bully.
mean lady. Yeah, hits
bully.
Courage with rolling pin. Eustace, however, never been harder.
Yeah.
God,
that
he's
was
weirdly attracted to Muriel.
He noticed it instantly. He goes, "Huh?"
Rock hard.
Which makes me wonder: was Muriel meaner during her younger days?
I mean, you'd have to assume that there was something there. Either like,
do you think there's
she
like
was
nagging?
No, I think that she was probably just like a strong lady, like just because she's Scottish. She's clearly from like immigrant stock. Eustace is just a shitty fucking farmer man that's just mean. And like I'm sure he was nicer earlier. Like I've been doing a lot of introspection on this. And I'm like, I think Eustace is just like an old man who lived a hard life and he's just tired of like dealing with bullshit. And like that kind of comes across as being brash and terrible. You know, like it's one of those things. Clearly the frontier life hasn't been fucking great for him. And then you have like Muriel, who was this like probably strong-willed, independent, like immigrant lady that also dealt in the same fucking vein of things. And like she was just strong-willed, and he probably was like, that's good. And she helped him out and like worked on the farm and shit and did all that stuff and like didn't take no guff from people, but was still like kind and made good food.
We're gonna adopt this dog and you're gonna like it.
Yeah, and like she's just different, but like clearly this was a time in which you
strong-willed, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But like clearly Eustace has gotten to the point where he's just kind of a douchebag, and suddenly this change in Muriel is like new and exciting for him.
Oh.
You know?
He even liked it when he hit her, or he even liked it when she hit him. So,
oh yeah, no, I think he's down. I think he's down for that.
One of those things is correct. Just say like, one of those things is, yeah, they're both domestic abuse, but
no, I think he's down for like hard play, you know. Yeah.
Because thinking about that at all.
The whole next part is that they force Courage to make them dinner, right? Because
which he makes breakfast.
Yeah, he does. He does make breakfast. He makes a lot of pancakes.
Man, you can't hate on breakfast for dinner though.
I can, and I will.
You don't like it?
I'm not a big fan of breakfast for dinner.
I am
but
actually.
I don't like breakfast. So.
I don't like breakfast that much either. I'm with you because most of my parents' breakfast when I was growing up was like eggs and stuff like that. Never pancakes and waffles and shit. Like that stuff I can get behind 100%. But like sausage and eggs for dinner, no. Sorry.
But I'm also a crazy fuck that goes bacon, please just 2. And my dad goes 6.
Did you know that the reason that Americans love bacon so much is because the bacon lobby made sure that bacon was fucking in everything?
Are you saying the bacon elitists have force-fed us bacon over these?
No, the bacon lobby. Do you not remember when that like the time in the late 90s, early 2000s like when everything got baconified.
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a vague sense of
I
what
do.
you're
Like when
saying.
everything got bacon, and they did it again in the early 2000s. Bacon.
I was gonna say because McDonald's never had bacon. Like for a long time, they never had bacon on anything, and now they do.
Yeah.
You can get bacon on
No.
any burger.
The bacon lobby, like literally tried to push bacon super hard,
I
and
remember-
so they.
I remember
This is a real thing, guys.
No,
I
I know.
know.
Yeah, I remember the Baconator being a huge change in fast food because
Yeah,
it was
like,
the
I
first
think
burger that
almost-
had just a shit ton of
Yeah,
bacon.
It
on
was it was brought about by pork lobbyists in the late 1980s because like everyone became so health obsessed in the 80s, and like everything was about healthy, and the pork
Bacon's
like
not healthy.
yeah, the pork industry saw a massive decline in profits because everyone was pushing chicken.
Would you call them big pork?
Yeah. And so then they in the early 90s they started pushing more and more like pre-cooked bacon on the shelves and lobbying restaurant chains to add bacon to base menu items like salads and to burgers and things.
Right.
And like you started seeing commercials about bacon burgers and bacon this and bacon that. Because the 80s everyone went, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't all die from like heart disease early."
Ah, bacon, bitch.
Apparently,
not-
the
Yeah.
Americans did not hear that plea in the 90s or the early thousands.
No, it was literally just because it fucking flooded everything that it became commonplace, and American ideology and like
We
culture
need bacon.
turned to like, oh, okay, let's
Well,
bacon
and
on these.
it doesn't help because years ago I did keto for the first time. And
Uh-huh.
a big part of keto is like high fat, basically, like or low. Yeah, whatever. Bacon is a huge part of keto.
Bacon's a huge part of everything now. Like you can't go anywhere without bacon being on the menu.
Yeah, because
Pretty-
Yeah.
it's all about good fat, right? So that's why avocados is a big thing in like keto diets
Ugh.
Mhm.
because it's good fat, whatever that fucking means. Because in my opinion, it didn't.
I
do
mean,
shit.
good cholesterol. Yeah, it's the same
Yeah.
idea. But
Anyway,
yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, there's that
sorry.
bacon.
I,
We went on a tangent.
Yeah. Look forward to our pork
get your bacon back.
podcast, later on in the year. Yeah,
The
so
pork
Muriel's pork cast. I
Pork-
actually nope.
We're
No.
doing that.
Nope.
Absolutely
Mm.
not. Not
We are
pork cast.
absolutely
Never
doing
mind.
that.
Never
That is the
mind.
name of my new podcast.
Not in a world where other things exist, Tim. No.
Nope. Bailey agrees.
But
Bailey
we
did
yeah. But okay, so Muriel's upset. Or Muriel's mean now, Eustace mean. Courage puts two and two together and realizes that when he watched the alien suck a juice out of Muriel's brain, which took him way too long to fucking put this together, by the way,
Wait a minute.
that he figured this out, and then we went, I gotta fix this. So he got his telescope and found him waiting in an alien bus stop. So the bus stop is the weirdest fucking thing out of this entire episode for me
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he crash landed. He crash landed onto Earth.
It wasn't
Look.
planned.
Listen.
Yeah, it didn't look like it.
Listen, it was more of like a marker being shot out, or a flood seed. You gotta know the lore behind the alien infection.
Is this gonna be like I have to go in? Okay, so I've been
You
playing.
can-
I've been playing Shadow of War, and I've gotten deep into the Mordor and like Lord of the Rings lore on Uruks and Orcs,
That's a
or
really good game.
Urukai and Orcs.
Yeah.
My head hurts because of it all.
Well, it's Tolkien, so yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes they're bathed in a bath, and sometimes they're natural born. It doesn't make any sense. Tolkien himself didn't actually really specify things as time went on. Apparently,
Listen, trees are important. You'll fucking know.
I know trees are important. Ask Treebeard or whatever his name was. But anyway,
Even the trees walk in that movie.
and it's one of those things. We got to know the lore here. By the way, I forgot to mention, we now see the alien is just a brain with like a bunch.
eye stalks and
Yeah, eye stalks and tentacles. It's
tentacles, yeah.
almost like your central nervous system, like an exploded version of that.
like thick veins.
Is
Yeah.
this what? Do you think this is what Dilworth thinks aliens would be like? Because it wouldn't be like straight up like humans, but the central nervous system for a human could be replicated or some shit like that.
I don't
Dude,
know. It's also this iconography's been used. Go ahead, John.
Yeah.
I don't pretend to know the machinations of Dilworth's mind.
That's a good
Nope.
point.
It's true. It's true.
We all saw that pilot.
Yeah, but he got, so he's at the intergalactic bus station. Courage rolls up there. A big spaceship comes down, which is the same spaceship we have seen other times spaceships have been used. I think it's the same
dozens of times.
So
but
it's the same one, but it has some CGI on it. It has some.
I'm
3D on
pretty
it.
sure it's 1-for-1 for the Space Chicken episode.
I bet you're
Man.
right.
You have that asset. You got to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this is. Oh God, sorry.
And so he gets then we cut to inside the ship because Courage tries to get on, he can't get on. And we see the alien give the vial of kindness to just a brain,
A
like
big
on a
brain.
platform with
Big,
eyes.
big fucking brain. Big,
Yeah, he's
big
got-
brain boy.
He's got eyes. He's on a platform which looks like teeth but aren't teeth.
That brain is
Um,
wrinkly. It's
Yeah,
smart,
he's a smart boy.
smart boy.
And he gives him the kindness, and it's the kindness to show that he knows
Shouldn't be
what
kindness.
what not to be, which was a statement and a half for that shit. And then they're just gonna take off, and Courage finds the second least protected hatch since Star Wars, in which he pulls out the battery, and that just doesn't allow them to go up. But
What
Muriel
next?
shows up at that time, and then a chase ensues up the power pipe. Then there's a fight inside where
Ho-
Courage. Go ahead. What
No,
I
I
missed?
was just gonna say the only thing that I wanted to bring up that we talked about while we were watching it is that Muriel came up. She goes, "You didn't do all your tasks, and now I'm out of breath."
No, she doesn't say tasks.
She
doesn't
says-
say.
She says tasks.
No, that was your joke.
That was
no,
your
no.
big. No,
That's why
you want it to be that.
I will pull it up. I swear to Christ, she said tasks.
I'll pull it up right now.
We'll
all-
find this out.
You just want to make your because it was your Among Us joke.
Well, that's
That
why
was
I
what
made
you
the Among
changed
Us
it to.
joke.
No, that's what you changed.
Oh no!
It to.
Hey, Sheldon.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, we gotta kowtow. She
Oh,
says
no,
you
I'll
didn't do your
never
stupid
apologize,
tasks.
but I was wrong.
That's the only reason I made that joke. But no, I'm not upset. You're good.
I feel like you're upset, but it's okay.
Tim, are you upset?
Never. I would never be
Tim,
upset.
don't be upset.
Have I ever been
Um,
upset in this Discord?
Yes.
Yeah,
What?
at least
I don't
once.
know what you're talking about.
So that happens. Yeah. So tasks. And then chasing he and the little alien get in a fight. He splashes him with some kindness, which is a fucking interesting move because that's all the kindness Muriel had.
So she's gonna be a little less kind in the future. is what you're
The big
saying.
alien took some. He splashed a little bit on this alien, and it made this alien just be kind now, which was fine. And
that
then
was the aspect of Muriel donating to charity that he splashed. So now she
I-
does.
yeah.
She doesn't recycle anymore. That's what's
Yeah.
happening.
And then like he gets out. I think it goes this way where Muriel he puts it back up Muriel's nose, which is again a horrifying thing, and that makes her kind. And then
Yeah.
he comes back to the ship and gives a bomb to the kind alien now.
In Looney Tunes fashion. Yeah.
I think the bomb comes
Very
first.
odd.
And then that explodes and it kills both the aliens because it has to, because we don't see them after that, and the ship is blown to smithereens.
Yeah.
And then they go back to the house. Eustace is trying to get Muriel to again engage in some rough fetish
Rough
play.
play.
Yeah, and she won't. And
And then a bunch of aliens show up.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of aliens in the house, and we don't really have an explanation of that. The episode ends.
Yeah, it's just kind of a funny
Congratulations.
FU at the end. You won.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you won.
It was a lot.
It came at you, and it was done before you even realized it was.
It was a dense episode, and yet it was so fast. Like, it covered so much, and yet it still was not super, like, long and engaging. It was just like, and there's an alien, and now it's about kindness, and now we had a fight, and now it's over. Ah!
Right.
It was fucking weird. That's it.
Christ. It was just.
Yeah, it's a different kind of episode, right? Because it had moments of just pure fucking horror, but also moments of just slapstick comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It's very Courage-esque, if I had to say.
Well, I hope so. It's Courage.
I want to have words for it, but honestly, it was just kind of.
Yeah, it's just out there. It's an outlier almost, right? How about, do you guys want to hear the trivia for this episode?
Fucking do it.
Yeah, I really can't wait until you get to that one where I'm gonna yell out.
I think it's the same one I yelled at before you got back, before the podcast started. But
it's possible.
The alien's brain visitors UFO is the same as the space chickens. We talked about that. That's correct.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's the same asset.
Yep. The font used in the title card is similar to Star Jedi, the Star Wars font, which, to be totally honest, is bullshit because there are like 1,000 fonts that are just like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I saw it on that weird board game of Jet Street Radio. Fuck.
You want to take another run at that one?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
It's called Laser Riders, actually.
There it is.
I think I found the one that you're angry at.
Are you sure?
I think so. The alien brain visitor's name is Clancy.
Bullshit! Bullshit!
Does he say Clancy?
Bullshit! There is literally nothing in the entire episode that talks about an alien having a name. There isn't shit. Go fuck yourself. That's not real. Somebody just wanted to insert a fun fact that they wanted to make up. It isn't real. Go fuck yourself.
I agree with Taylor. There's no way. Like, at no point is like. If it'd be funny if like he had like a name tag at the very start of the episodes that said, "Hi, my name is Clancy," and then that would make this whole fact true, right? But no, like nothing like that. There's no time where he says his name. There's not a single thing he says. The only time I could think he says something is when he picks up the phone, although he picks up the whole phone and tries to call a tow truck while he says it's tow truck. Yeah. Right? Like,
tow truck. That's all he says.
That's all he says. He doesn't say his name. He doesn't say anything. I don't know where that trivia fact came from. If that's something that's outside, like maybe Dilworth did an interview at one point, or Cohen did an interview at some point, that's one thing, but they should really cite that. On this, they don't cite it, so there's no way to know.
It just makes me mad that we don't check anything, unless this was made by a writer.
Cohen, if you came in here and did this, hell yeah, just let us know.
And then I need to have a fucking citation added. Stop doing this, fandom.
Also, if a writer came in here, whether it be Cohen or whether it be Dilworth or whether it be the number of people that were the storyboarders, which is like there's like 4 people for this episode. If they did that,
Clancy takes the kindness. No, fuck off. His name isn't Clancy.
I just want to see Dilworth come out just like, so Clancy takes the kindness, and someone goes, who? The alien, Clancy.
Alien, Clancy. I talk to him in my dreams.
You mean, and Dilworth's just like, who? He just keeps asking. He doesn't have any. Also, can I point out the minor character, Space Dino, which is the guy with the racket at the very beginning of the episode? He has an official name apparently, and it is Space Dino.
Space Dino.
Space Dino.
So
Space Dino, we gotta get this shit figured out.
to piss Taylor off more, the title of this episode, which is also Clancy's catchphrase, could be referenced to the movie E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Again, no shit. That's not trivia. That's something we all could figure out.
Yeah, you don't have to. If you could take out the part which is also Clancy's catchphrase, then that would be a good trivia fact. Anyways, this episode also shares its music with Courage's Cure, an episode we saw that we haven't seen yet because it's in season 4 or 3. Yeah, season 4.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Either way, it's you reuse your assets. It makes sense. But
you gotta make money somehow.
It's just one of those things where I just went. I read that ahead of time, and I went, I'm gonna yell.
Hey,
one
man.
of us is a producer, and the other person is a actual person. Because I read the first one that said the Star Wars font, and I said, no shit. Like every other font that's in the fucking font library, you could fuck off.
Hey man, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. This is 3.5 Star Wars font Clancy out of 5.
It's what's the font called? They actually have the font name in here. It's Star Jedi, not Star Wars.
Star Jedi.
Star Jedi. It's not Helvetica. I'd shoot myself in the head. Sorry.
I want everything to be in Helvetica.
Oh my god. No. What's our ratings for this episode, boys?
Sheldon gave his.
What was it?
This is real one.
It was 3.5 Star Wars Clancy's out of 5.
Okay.
You go first.
I will give this a 3 out of 5 bombs to the UFO.
All right, bombs to the UFO. And
Taylor's
I thought mine was bad.
Taylor's gonna go for tentacles. There's no way.
Well, now that you said it,
I
put him on the spot.
That it was. Yeah, I don't. It's one of those moments. Going last, you feel like a cop out when you give the same rating as everybody else.
Yeah,
it's 3.5.
As the man that gives the same rating as everyone else most of the time.
Yeah, 3.5. Dill Works jackhammers out of 5.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Because they did have
something original.
As Courage is breaking out of the closet, there's a bunch of bad tools that he used to try to get out of the closet.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was like it's fun. It just seems so fast.
I forgot it almost by the time we watched our second one.
It was so fast.
But I think Cowboy Courage almost went just as fast, if not faster, though.
It did, but that's the thing that I mean, like, it seems both of these episodes just like burned through, and I don't know why. Like, I think they're both like decent episodes and fun. It was just like,
it's just
here we are
stick with me.
Yeah,
kind of.
Like most times, I think I pointed out when we were watching it. This episode was only like 20 to 30 seconds, which most TV shows have to hit like a 24-minute runtime.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there was at a certain point they were trying to sell more ads, or maybe there was something different.
Yeah,
I mean,
it could be.
Yeah,
could be.
And maybe
it's cartoon. It's Cartoon Network in the early 2000s. Fucking, they had to run a couple of those ads about an Ed game on their website.
Cartoon Fridays.
Had to run a Cartoon Friday in there.
Yeah, for
sure. Had to push the new like a new Codename Kids Next Door episode coming up.
When did that premiere? That didn't premiere. That was like 2004.
You had to run like a Dexter's Racing game promo.
Oh my god.
I don't know if that's real, but I'm gonna say it is.
You know what? It sounds real enough.
Yeah.
I bet there was one. Yeah, no, never mind. I don't want to be that guy.
Oh, sure. Sure, Tim, be that guy.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So, Codename K&D premiered in 2002, which is the year after this. But, anyways.
Yeah, I had to give
Oh, man, how could
had to
that
give like a
An
real early
example.
teaser. See, that's what they
Sorry,
did.
like yeah. Oh no, yeah. No, I know because they
But
actually premiered the pilot for that before they did anything else.
yeah, but it's one of those things. They had to. I'm sure there was some shit going on,
Yeah,
But
ads to be sold.
yeah,
Do we want to jump into Cowboy Courage now?
I don't
Oh.
know if I want to jump into him.
with
He's a
both
nice guy.
boots.
Most put the spurs heavy, right? God,
Yeah.
do you want me to lead
God.
this?
I don't care. It's up to you.
I mean,
I will lead
you
as
might have
much as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So this B part of the episode, part 2 of the episode, starts with Courage on Muriel's lap. Muriel is trying to read him a story, and Courage dozes off in her lap, which
Yep.
starts the dream sequence. Which when
And
we were-
Eustace is yelling about bills.
yeah, that's right. He throws the electric bills in the furnace, which
Yep.
with all the things that
solves
they
it.
get away with in Courage, I am appalled that they used a dream sequence.
Right? Like
Are
that
you?
was one of those moments where, yeah, it's just more along the lines of like, man, we're season 2 and we're doing a dream episode.
It's and appalled might not be the correct word because I wasn't like disgusted with it. I was like, wow, but what? You need to do a dream sequence? You fuckers have done a lot more like crazy things
Yeah, they've done a lot.
without the excuse of a dream sequence.
In this season alone, they went forward in time to where bananas roamed and ruled the earth.
Yep. We've
Let's,
seen a cockroach give them a tour of New York.
That's right.
You want to know what made these bones?
You don't want to know.
Bones.
We've
So-
seen a cat manage a hotel, an island, and other things.
And
Bat an
a
eye.
candy shop too.
And he also turned a couple of old geezers into
Appliances.
an appliance
Yeah.
and a wrecking ball,
Yep.
respectively.
So this episode, Courage is falling asleep in her lap, and it starts the dream sequence of
Mhm.
Courage in the Old West, or as I like to call it, the Ancient West.
Dude. Yeah, that was a flub that I was hoping you wouldn't remember because I was gonna fucking roast you in here.
No, I remember that one bad because I hate, like, it's the same reason why I don't like cowboy video games right now. Is because we don't live too far away from the Old West.
It was literally 80 years ago. Like it's really not that far
It's
away.
not that long ago. It's like people are like, "How do you not like Red Dead?" I was just like, "Come on, I can go to Dodge City and it's not that different. I can go to the Boot Hill and Hayes."
Yeah, but it's the escapist fantasy, Tim.
Technology, man.
For other
Let's go.
people, we live here.
That's where shit, the old west where men were men, and when you syphilis, they poured mercury down your penis.
They don't do that now, eh? Huh.
No.
That'd be, yeah.
Yeah, you need to get your money back from that alley, Dr. Tim.
Yeah, I hate to tell you.
wondering. Courage is wandering into town after that mercury comment, and he
Yeah.
Courage
He
is
just
fine.
had the procedure actually.
just
It's
to
one of Walker's ideas.
just to paint a picture for Courage in the Old West. Courage is wearing a hat with an arrow through the top of it, and just
He
riding
ran
into
afoul
town.
of the Indian.
Yeah, he's riding town on like a wooden horse, like the horse you would give like a young kid. It's just a stick with a horse's head.
A hobby horse, if you
Hobby
will.
horse. Okay, yes.
Is that
I-
Yeah, I believe so.
I have no
It doesn't
idea.
really strike me as a hobby.
That's
Never
a hobby
had one.
horse.
Well, I guess it's not
really
a real horse.
You didn't have a hobby horse when you were a child?
No, it probably paints a picture of you live in the West. You probably shouldn't have a fake horse.
I had a fake horse. It was fun. It's fun to be a cowboy.
Never
It's
mind.
fun to be a cowboy. What do you want from me, you fucking coward? Fucking say it.
I'm not a coward. I'm just saying I never played.
Sounds like
I
you're a
did.
coward.
I did play Cowboys and Indians. I always
Maybe.
mastered the Cowboys. Anyways,
I see.
someone had to win.
And it was.
It wasn't the Cowboys.
I like that Tim's fun fan fiction is where America gets halted by the Native Americans on their western expansion.
What the Louisiana Purchase wasn't real. They take it back.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha, bitch.
Courage is met in town by the butcher, Floyd, and the mayor of Dusty Little Town, which is the town of nowhere.
Yeah,
He's the mayor of nowhere.
that was super weird to me.
Town.
Yeah,
I thought the butcher was the butcher's the pig boy. He's Jean from the one episode.
John Bond, yes.
And then you have Floyd, and then you just have the mayor. That's the only thing that he has is the
right. Yeah. I don't think we've seen him anywhere else, to be totally
No.
honest.
Those two characters we've seen before, and then
The mayor
obviously
yeah.
the other characters are reoccurring besides the backgrounds. But
right.
Yes.
But they basically say, hey, for your courage of showing up here in town, you are now the sheriff. And they give Courage a badge. He's now the sheriff of Dusty Little Town.
Mm-hmm.
So to celebrate, Courage runs into the saloon in town. And as he's walking through, he hears comments of, oh, good to know ya. And
you're going to die. Ha ha ha.
Sheriff.
The other sheriff was ran out of town. You're going to run out of town too.
He meets his
blah,
good
blah,
friend.
blah.
I don't know if this guy has an actual name. I forgot.
Mr. Mouse?
Mr.
Kitchen
Mouse.
Rat.
Kitchen Rat, yeah.
I call him Kitchen Rat.
Which is awesome that Courage in his dreams still thinks, are you alright?
I'm fine.
Okay. He has a...
You keep this in. It was a bottle opener. It just fell to the floor.
Oh, is it a bottle? I was hoping it wasn't your boom pole for your mic that you
No. There would have been a louder scream.
Oh, okay. Courage is talking to the Kitchen Rat, and the Kitchen Rat orders him a root beer because it's going to be his last, apparently.
Yeah.
And then the Kitchen Rat informs Courage that he is the second sheriff this year.
Mm-hmm.
As
which, depending upon the time of year, that might not be crazy.
Yeah, if it's like fall, like, oh, second sheriff this year. I mean, the first one made it like 7 months. But
man, you're the fifth sheriff this week.
See, that's that would have been also, yeah, the rat does have a vague John Wayne accent.
He does. Which is not the first time there's a John Wayne accent in this episode.
You want to convey country, you channel John Wayne.
I always thought Clint Eastwood was better, in my opinion.
Clint Eastwood never had an accent. It was just Clint Eastwood talking through his teeth.
Yeah, but he seemed more like a cowboy would be, other than the fat John Wayne riding on a horse always.
Look, young John Wayne was something to behold. By the time you started watching Westerns, it was different.
Which is why you hate Westerns, probably.
Also, Rooster Cockburn, when he's an old-ass man, is such a good fucking
that is a good
example.
Movie. I'll give you that. That's a really good movie.
Of a grizzled cowboy. Like
I did watch that, because that was like the last one John Wayne did before he died of cancer, right?
There's a couple others, but yeah, I mean, that's one of the
big ones.
The more well-known ones, yeah.
Yeah. But
also, fun fact, this is just a fun John Wayne fact. This is my new segment, Fun John Wayne Fact, in which it's only going to show up in this one.
Is that right?
Yeah. Is John Wayne also at one point in time played Genghis Khan?
He did, yes, he did. That is a good
in which they taped his eyes, and when everyone else around him was speaking in like kind of, it wasn't like vague Asian accents, but it was like the like one of those kind of like speech patterns of like, we are conveying that we are old, blah 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 blah. John Wayne just went, this is my brother Temujin. Hail, Tartar woman. It's the funniest thing. It's everyone around him is trying real hard to play these like ancient fucking motherfucking Mongol hordes.
Yeah.
And it's just John Wayne wearing a bunch of furs.
It's funny. That's funny as shit, to be totally honest.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb.
That's your
Ugh.
favorite John Wayne fact, isn't it? Because I've heard that from you before.
I love it so much. It's also the movie that he got cancer on, but it's so funny.
Oh God.
A whole bunch of people did because they were testing nuclear bombs very close by.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
anyways,
Mhm.
so the kitchen rat fills Courage in on what's been happening, and then grabs a suitcase and runs out of the saloon.
He's going to Albany.
He's going to
He's
Albany. There's
Fuck out of there.
there's
Mm.
a sticker saying Albany on his suitcase as he runs out, as well as everyone else in the bar, but except maybe 2 or 3 people that show up in the background, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, there was like a big background like art scene
Yeah.
with a bunch of like fake people that never show up again.
Yeah, there are always outlines or something like that. So Courage gets his root beer from the I don't want to say barmaid.
That's what she was. She was a bartender, barmaid,
Yeah.
A
And
flapper girl.
it's
bar
Muriel.
wench.
It is Muriel.
Yeah.
She is a flapper girl, which was not Western.
She's not a flapper. She's a saloon lady.
She's
but
got the feather hat. She might
she
as
does
well.
not have a feather hat.
I would be, if you look at that like composition of all her
I'm
dress,
flipping back. I'm looking.
It's
Okay,
very
okay.
flapper-esque.
It's not a
I'm-
hat, but she does have a feather.
Yeah, it's a weird amalgamation of things, but it's
Yeah.
essentially it's more old west than turn of the century.
But she's calling herself Minnie in either way.
Yes, she is Minnie now.
And she is informing Courage of what happened to the last sheriff, which is that the whip, who is Eustace, had came back and whipped him to death. It's not
the whip showed up and ran a bunch of people out of town because of rumors, and then Minnie said, "Don't worry about the whip. He's buried up there on Boot Hill," insinuating that he's a corpse.
So can we pretend this is Hays, Kansas, where multiple of us have lived before?
Yeah, I mean that's one of those things of like Boot Hill is okay. So Boot Hill's a fun term in which a bunch of people, like in the Old West, you would bury these cowboys that died because they die with their boots on. But the first one that really had any actual literary like hold was in the town of Hays, Kansas. And then other places start kind of using the same terminology, and other things in Kansas, like Dodge City, use it to name an entire old Western theme park after said Boot Hill. But it's just a graveyard for cowboys. Like it's
Yeah.
one of those things. It's fun.
The only reason I bring that up is because when I was living in Hays, Kansas, and going to school at Fort Hays State University, I was forced to make a short documentary on Boot Hill, the
Mhm.
original Boot Hill, to which I went out to where the original Boot Hill is, which there is a statue and there's a bunch of other stuff, but literally nothing else there. It's right
It's a
next to
park.
the cemetery.
It's a tiny little park. It's got a fun little statue of a cowboy on it. It was
A
the
couple
first one.
benches,
It was the
yeah.
first one to ever use the name.
Yep.
It was the first graveyard ever named Boot Hill. There's still corpses in that park,
Yep.
which
there
is
are.
more fun.
Yep. I walked on top of corpses probably. At
Yeah,
that
they're
point.
unmarked. They're just
Yeah.
unmarked.
Hey,
I,
man, can't mark every corpse.
My
Yeah.
favorite part about that video, and this is just a side thing, is that me and the other guy who was not a video person in our class, we went out to just a middle of nowhere outside of Hays. on a
You
dirt
said the
road.
thing.
Yeah, he did it. Ring the bell.
No. And we literally went out there and found a couple of fucking, what's it called? Tumbleweeds. And
Oh.
threw it across the road and filmed it. And that
I
was
like-
half of the video.
I like that it took you that long to come up with the term tumbleweed.
I'm sorry, I don't live in that place anymore. and I didn't
They
live
still
there for
have
long.
them where you
Not
are.
really.
Also, it's Russian thistle. It's Russian thistle. In case
Oh.
anyone was curious about the actual terminology for a
I
tumbleweed.
For a
didn't know
tumbleweed.
tumbleweeds weren't just
Yes.
tumbleweeds.
No, it's Russian
I feel like I've
thistle.
been lied
I don't
to.
know. It was very, what we did was very like, if you could imagine it, just a dirt road with a tumbleweed going past it, that's exactly what we filmed.
Oh yeah.
and it's so beautiful. I keep it in my video reel now because it's just so fucking old west.
The scientific name is Calitargus. It's
Ooh,
very fun.
I have,
Prickly Russian thistle.
but anyways,
Yeah, you digress.
I digress. So Courage is now drinking his root beer. He drinks it and burps. And suddenly they start hearing a commotion.
Well, yeah, you forgot the fun part where the
Nice.
the whip has the fun bursting out of
Oh
his
yeah, bursting out
grave.
of the grave. Yeah. Sorry.
You
So
got-
it is a zombie whip.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Zombie
then
Eustace.
listen, as everyone's relaxing, you gotta listen to Johnny Test come into town with all the whip cracks that suddenly happen.
Oh my god, that show.
That show is a fucking headache. If
Also-
I've never seen it.
Also, the whip is dressed in all leather and is wearing a whip. This is the most fetishy we've seen of Courage.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing about the whip that is like really gun ho is that he is constantly whipping, right?
Oh, just constantly whipping.
Whip it.
Ugh, God.
Whip it good.
He marks people with a W.
So I wasn't gonna bring this up while we were watching it. So when I was younger, my mom was going through some of the stuff from her parents. They died when I was young, and so one of the things her mom had, because all of her brothers were in Boy Scouts and things like that, was a
Mhm.
Boy Scout whip.
I'm sorry.
There's a joke in here that I'm not gonna make because I don't want to get people really upset.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not the weird. Like she would use that when they were just misbehaving and just fucking hit them. Apparently, which is something I brought up to my mom because I was in Boy Scouts at the time, and I was like, what is that?" She goes, "That is something they don't use anymore."
Oh my god.
Yeah, because like apparently, like my mom's family was really into Boy Scouts and things like that. They were anti-alcohol and shit until my mom was basically 20 years old and shit like that. They're prohibitionists.
Cheers to that, Tim.
Yeah, amen, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But right, no, that's how my grandfather felt too. He's just like, I don't care. But my grandmother had a Boy Scout whip that they would use to fucking basically lash the kids when they were misbehaving, which is severely fucked up in a lot of ways.
You want to put this out in the world? I'm just curious right now. I mean, give you a chance.
No, it wasn't anything weird. It was just like the 1950s and 60s. That's shit they would do.
Hey, man, you beat children.
You beat
That's all
children at that time.
And
It was
sometimes
fucked
not
up.
even your own.
It was the
It-
time.
It's just like whenever I think about a whip, that memory just straight up hits me in the brain and going like, yeah, that's something people did. It was just whip the shit out of people.
I get
Yeah.
jerked back to the timeline.
It was back when schools could hit kids. It was a different time.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
man.
in Kansas they can still technically hit people.
Nah, it's pretty hard to do. In Texas, though, big
That's-
fans of it.
Texas is okay
Corporal
with
punishment. Yeah.
Yeah, it's encouraged. But
But
that's
anyways.
the thanks for that
Uh,
journey down shitty memory lane, Tim.
If
Hey,
I have to
man,
think about it, all of you have to now. That's
There
the
I
way
go.
I look at it. But so, anyways, they start hearing some whipping in town, and they run out the front of the saloon. Actually, Courage is behind Muriel, so he's a very courageous sheriff.
Hey, man.
But-
He didn't want to be sheriff. He walked into town.
I believe they
Yeah.
see the butcher on the ground crawling out of town,
Mhm.
yelling to get out of town as he has a whipped W into
Big
his
ol'
torso.
Big old W.
But Taylor had to point out his audio is completely looped. Like they didn't try to even do a second take. Like they just did one take of get out of town.
Listen,
He's
when
come-
you get perfection on the first take, why would you? Why would you?
Yeah, why would you? Why would you change, huh?
Eh. Well,
He killed it. That voice actor nailed it. Mwah. Chef's kiss.
first time.
First time, every time.
So he's driving out of town, and then they hear screaming from somewhere else. So they run around the side of the saloon, and they see Floyd hanging upside down.
Yeah, it's
with
weird though, because he's got an M in his
He's
chest.
got an M on his chest. That can't be the
I
same
knew
thing.
that joke was coming.
So stupid.
It will never die.
So they cut him. Did they ask him before cutting him down, or they cut him down first?
No, they cut him down first,
Cut him down.
and then
Right.
it takes him way too long to answer.
Muriel asked like 3 different questions. The last one was like, "Does it stand for wintergreen mint?" And he just fucking. It's just the end of that joke. As you hear the mayor's office, you hear screaming from there as well. So they go up to the window of the mayor's office. They look in as the whip is whipping the mayor of
Yep.
dusty little town.
Just going to town on him.
Yeah.
Fucking going at it.
And so eventually he whips off not only like his hair, his mustache, his clothes, and his teeth that were in his mouth.
Yeah, that one hurt me more than anything else I saw.
Yeah.
Making him the perfect.
Man.
Is that
We're
what
just
your
gonna-
ideal of the perfect man is?
Yes.
Alright, my grandma might agree. And so the mayor just goes, "Okay, the money is behind this picture of Minnie." And Whip goes, "That's my girl." As the camera goes back to Muriel and, of course, Courage sitting outside the front watching through the window. Muriel going, "You wink at a guy one time, and he thinks you're his girl."
I was about to say, I'm like, did Minnie ever like fucking say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just did
It
that
was
one
just that.
throwaway gag for that. Yeah. But he grabs the money. He starts laughing. And of course, Courage now has to confront the Whip. I think the Whip walks outside first, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he steals the money, walks outside.
Yep. And so I believe the Whip whips off all of Courage's fur, which is also
Yes.
terrifying in a lot of ways.
He does, and Courage leaves during that time.
Yes, and so he grabs Minnie and is about to just like run off.
Jumps on a hobby horse, it falls to the ground.
Probably
Pulls another hobby horse, it breaks.
the best slapstick of this episode. Because he grabs 3 hobby horses and they all just break under.
It's a
the
little
weight.
sad that that's the highlight of this episode.
I'm sorry. Well, that's just the best like slapstick of the
It,
episode.
it really is. Like, no, I'm not arguing with you. Like, I thought that part was fucking hilarious.
It's
Just
pretty
saying
good.
good.
that it's the highlight of the episode for me, and I go, oh.
So Courage then returns with a telegram, which I really think for the trivia for this episode, it's not in here. It should be reminiscent to the Mel Brooks movie. What's it called?
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles. Sorry, I'm drunk.
It's okay.
I'm very drunk.
Good, bud.
How could you forget Blazing Saddles?
I don't know. My parents are gonna whip me for that.
They blaze.
But not only once does he deliver a telegram telling him you should put her down, he delivers him another telegram with a present that is a target. And so the Whip does put Muriel down. Courage grabs her, pulls her away. He looks at that, and then
drops the piano on him.
He drops a piano from a stealth bomber.
Yep. That's how we know that it's just a fucking dream.
Man, it's a good thing it's a dream.
Well, I mean, like, it's just
Any sense.
it's just so stupid. Like, he now has a target. He's not even holding the target out so the stealth bomber can see it. He just has a target.
He puts it on the ground and he stands on it like you do.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Because as you stomp on it, right?
You're like, what the? No, it was weird because he puts it on the ground and he stands there. He's like, fucking, I don't know what this is. What is this?
It's so stupid. And then you see, like, not even old Western stealth bomber, but like an SR-71, the fucking big dick stealth bomber that the US used, drop a piano on him and kills him, basically. Like, they say basically that's the end. And as Courage and Muriel is lifted out, or before that, Courage does hand a shit ton of money to a U.S. general that's standing next to him. I do have to point that out before we.
Oh, of course. The
And
government's corrupt.
Apparently so.
Raytheon.
Courage and Muriel are then whisked away by the townsfolk who put them above their heads, and then Courage is awakened to Muriel finishing the story. And as she is finishing the story, all you hear on the other side of the room is like, that's not the end of the story, and then it's Eustace as the whip. Screaming and cackling. And then the most terrifying, yeah, to me this is terrifying. As the episode usually closes with a circle going into Courage's face, Courage grabs the circle and says basically a John Wayne-esque line to end the episode. I don't remember what the line was exactly.
I think it's just "Here we go again, pilgrims."
Yeah.
Something like that. Insert your own, you'll get the joke.
Yeah. It's a really I don't know. I think that's a good ending to the episode per se. Although I don't like John Wayne that much, but I don't know. I do want to bring up there's only one trivia fact for this episode, and it's gonna make Taylor scream. This episode's ending is vague, as we're not really sure if it was a dream or not.
Yeah, that was what was weird. Since the whip shows up in real life, gray area.
All right, I thought it'd make you scream. I don't know. Less hash.
Again, it's the fact that we went to a full dream episode that I just went, I don't know what to feel.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this episode.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of a dream episode, but I like the idea of the Old West kind of bullshit where they come.
Oh, you do? Huh?
I like them making fun of the Old West. Yeah, live with that.
All right. It didn't sound like they were making fun of the Old West. It sounded like it was just the Old West, Tim.
I mean, no one died. No one died. I don't know. We talked about this while we were watching the episode. It was like, Courage could end this whole thing by pulling out a gun. And then Taylor had to say that in the Old West, people would check their guns into the sheriff.
Yeah, there's a big misconception about how all these Old West towns were. And in fact, more than likely,
had a gun.
Everybody did have a gun, but more than likely, when you went to check your guns into the sheriff's office, I'm sure people kept them with them. We have countless stories of people doing so, but it was a big no-no in the eyes of the law to carry your firearm with you into town.
Right.
The law just didn't hold as much weight back then.
It was one thing to do something illegal. It was another thing to do something illegal and have a gun on you. Because then they'd probably either kill you or they would jail you for way longer, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, it's weird shit like that.
So, I don't know. I thought this was a good, satirical take on a Western, almost. Just making fun of how stupid it can be. But that's my take, because I don't like Westerns, so.
Okay. I get you.
I don't know. I already did the trivia because that is literally the only trivia for the episode, which is bullshit.
Man, I don't know. I didn't really like this episode that much.
Yeah,
really,
it was fine, but I
know I'm with you. It's not my top 10 for sure, right? I think it was fine for the couple moments that was funny, like the slapstick part with the whip.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just because it's shorter than the other episodes, so there wasn't as much to it. It just kind of felt... This definitely feels like one of those cartoons that you put on just to distract the kids, you know?
It's very much Looney Tunes-esque, right?
It was very fast.
Yeah. I like the Blazing Saddles jokes that could or could not have been Blazing Saddles, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure they were, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Which itself was a reference to Looney Tunes, which was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's a very Bugs Bunny-esque thing to do. Yeah.
But, I don't know. I give this 3 stealth bombers out of... 2.5 stealth bombers out of 5.
I will agree with you and give it a 2 telegrams out of 5. Actually, I'll go lower. 2 telegrams.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
God, I was gonna give it 2. So I guess.
Yeah, you can still
Yeah.
give it 2. You do
Yeah.
you, baby.
Oh, yeah, just 2 sheriff stars out of 2. It was.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
It's fine. It was so fast. I think the jokes needed more time to develop. Story was good, but like it's weird that we went to a dream sequence and I can't really get my head around.
It's like I like it more than like Cajun Granny Stew, but not by much.
Mhm.
Not by much.
They could have found a way to get there without doing a dream sequence, I think. I think they could have been like doing a reenactment or something, and I think that would have been way better. Or they could have just been making fun of going to an old town.
Hell, they could have just did an old Western episode. Like,
they could have just started from the start. Yeah.
This is the way it goes now.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think adding the dream sequence is a cop out at some points.
All I'm saying is I've seen weirder from you guys with no explanation. Why did this one need the dream sequence explanation?
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
No, but that's it for Cowboy Courage.
Yeah. It's fine.
It was
good
fine.
episodes. Season 2 is pretty strong for the most part.
Yeah, it's way more cartoony. I'll say.
Yeah.
At this
point. I haven't had an episode where I was like, oh yeah, that's like kind of disturbing and weird. I don't think really this go around so far.
Yeah, we haven't had a Cat's Motel or a Ramsey's Curse, really.
Yeah. I want something. I don't know what. I'm hoping we get it. You know, it's been a minute since I've seen a lot of these, so we're just waiting.
Yeah, there's a lot of episodes we haven't hit yet, but I mean we are winding down this season. I mean, we are 1, 2, 3 episodes out from the end of the season, so
yeah.
I mean, there could be something scary, and I know a couple of the episodes I just saw in that look.
There could be another existential crisis season finale. Who knows?
I think most of them are, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
If I remember, yeah. I know that the next episode we see is one of my favorites that I didn't mention, or pilot or premiere or whatever. But yeah, I think there's a lot more good coming. I think there's a lot more scary coming too. So,
all right.
But is that where we want to end today's episode?
Well, I don't know what else we're gonna do. The episodes are over.
Yeah, the episodes are over. We tried to do our best to talk about them.
We did so well.
Did I do well? I'm starting to sober up because I haven't been drinking.
You did so well.
Yeah, you should have been drinking. That's what this whole thing's about.
Oh, I know, but as I talk, I can't drink, or that would sound kind of like
boy.
This, right? So
I think you're just making excuses, but that's fine.
I think maybe I'm an alcoholic, but anyways.
Well, I think we're all a little alcoholic, but that's fine.
So goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good night. That was the Liquid Courage Podcast, an in-depth look at every episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Music was provided by Visionless. You can find them at www.soundcloud.com/VISIONL3SS. We do not own the rights to Courage the Cowardly Dog. Until next time, have a wonderful night.
Stupid planet.
Stupid brain.
Stupid to leave. I'm sorry to hold you up. Yes?
Stupid digestive system.
Stupid gray matter.
Allow me. Such a nice little doggy. Yes? Why, thank you. Yes?
Stupid running. Stupid carrying. Stupid falling. Stupid aching elbow. Stupid electoral college.